har en familie av kjøtt og blod, og jeg har en familie som består av omreisende, omflakkende gatemennesker. Gatemusikanter, tryllekunstnere, gjøglere, gatemalere. Ja, alle mulige former og fasonger.
You must leave now, take what you need to think will last. Whatever you wish to keep you better, grab it fast. Yonder stands your orphan with his gun, crying like a fire in the sun. Look out! Saints are coming through. It's all over now, baby, baby blue. Another piece. The highway is for gamblers. Better use your sense. Take what you have gathered from coincidence. Lover. Check out this area and see what it looks like, you know. Exploring the world, you know. Yeah, well, it's just, to me, I like my life to be an adventure, you know. Every day is different to the day before, and I like that idea, you know. Yeah.
It's very empowering to feel independent in that way, and I think it's the independence, the not relying on anybody or any situation or any organization to be able to earn your living and travel and meet people. That's what I think.
To he who binds himself a joy, does the winged life destroy. He who kisses beauty as it flies, lives in eternity's sunrise. It's a very nice William. A friend of mine, a busker, actually had that on his gravestone.
London's Hyde Park becomes a hippie festival as some 3,000 so-called flower children gather to preach love, peace, and legalize pot, marijuana to us. The colorful, chaotic congregation used posters to plead their cause. A confiscated accordion used to accompany Buddhist chants, and a speedily removed smoke bomb were the only incident.
I was in Hyde Park with the Stones, you know, and Pink Floyd, and experienced the full wave of the actual freedom of the flower power.
Everybody was smoking dope and taking acid and playing this different, interesting music, and free love, you know, I'm sure was very appealing to all those horny guys, you know.
So I was married to Catherine, who is the mother of Daniel and Jennifer.
Så fortalte moren min meg på at hun og pappa ikke skulle være sammen mer. At jeg måtte velge hvem jeg skulle være sammen med.
And he said to my father when he was 5 years old, at that point, he said, "Don't worry, I'll look after you." You know, which is, it's pretty amazing really, because in a sense that's exactly what he did, you know. And I went with my mother and my brother stayed with my father.
Ja, hva skjedde? Begynte du bare å spille på gata? Altså, eller tvang faren deg ut i det, liksom? Dro han deg ut på gata og tvang deg til å begynne å spille for at han visste at han ville tjene mer penger? Folk tror veldig mye rart. Og jeg har opplevd mange ganger I de årene at folk har liksom prøvd på en måte å redde meg.
And I've discovered playing on the street. Not to its full extent then, because I only went out very drunk because I was frightened to do it, and played a few songs and found that actually I came back with money for some more beers, you know. And I went to Oslo the day before New Year's. For the first time I went out and tried to make some money because I had none. And in that first day I made all the money it had taken me a month to make working in this fish factory. And I was so astounded when I got home. I had to count it 3 or 4 times to check out, you know, and this is that amount of money, you know.
Det var kjempespennende å bli med Lawrence inn til Oslo og se han sette opp gitarkassa, og den var tom. Og han tok på seg gitaren og spilte, og plutselig var det publikum. En time senere så var gitarkassa full, og jeg synes det var helt topp.
Nobody knows, no understands. Anybody out there wanna lend a hand to a one-man band?
He said that one day he'd like to join in with a song, you know, and he sang, and it went very well. There was a very, very strong attraction from people around. And from that point it became the Daniel and Lawrence show for quite some time, you know, and I didn't even want to play alone anymore. Daniel and I decided that we'd go and see Europe, we'd travel around a bit before we decided whether we were going to settle down in Norway or back to England. It just started the long adventure which went on for 3.5 years.
I think that he must have really enjoyed a lot of it because there was so much freedom of traveling and being in the nature a lot and fishing and camping and being with fun people. But I think it must have also been difficult because in a sense he was working.
Altså den første jeg møtte, den første ordentlige og den harde kjernen av gatemusikanten I Europa, det var Phil Free. Han var en slags bestefar-figur.
I'd just like to destroy a few songs for you. I'd like to start the first one, a little bit of song about my underwear. Thank you. I've lost my underwear, I don't care, I'll go bare. Bye-bye, Long John. Thank you very much, darling. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Strawberry, my favourite jam. Oh, thank you very much, darling. God bless you, love it. That wasn't the telephone number, was it? I just wonder what's wrong with here. What the heck, a mooka do? Let's talk dirty in Hawaii. Whisper in my ear. Oh, thank you very much, dear. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Ecstasy, cat. Oh, it works. Whoa! Ecstasy. Here we go, lads. The last song, I promise. Don't close the windows. It's the last song. 5 minutes, I'm gone. You don't have to leave, madam. It's the last song. Look, you don't mind. First I collect the money and then I sing. Just joking. I'm 103 years old and my grandfather's still alive. Yeah, I love the street. You meet everybody. There's no discrimination between social classes. In the street, you meet everybody. You meet rich people, you can meet a prince, you can meet a millionaire, you can meet a beggar. I mean, you can meet everybody between, you know, and that's the great thing about it. And of course, the kids, you meet a lot of the kids, you know. I like them. Look, I talk. Tack ska du ha. God jul.
Everywhere you look, it's good to behold. Every word you say brings a smile to those around you. Everywhere you go, life in all its beauty surrounds you.
There's been times when I've been busking where I felt like I'm so outside of society and I feel like I'm not involved. But then there's other times when I'm standing there and I'm playing And people are really enjoying it, and people come up to me and say things like, "You really made my day, you know, that really touched me, what you just sang." And then I realized that I have a place in society.
Your soul is inspiration. Your soul is inspiration.
I like working the street better than I like working the stage. It's happening out there, it's live. And if you play it every day, you get better and better. That's the beauty about the street, I guess. You can go out and find an audience every day, and a tough audience. It's harder than any other stage, really. And anybody that doesn't believe that, I invite to come out and try it, you know, because there's new ones out there every year, hundreds of them. But it's very rare that ones that make it 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you know. It's rare.
Oops, sorry, I get by with a little help from my friends. All my love, all my kissing, you don't know, you've been missing, oh boy. When you're with me, oh boy. So don't forget me, baby. All you gotta do is smile. Come on, you two, a smile for a while. Well, hey. Whew. I've got to slow these down, they're killing me. On a lovely sunny day, everybody's smiling, everybody's happy. My normal routine is I arrive into Norway during just before the 17th of May, the National Day. Play the summer here, then usually at the end of July, beginning of August, I head south, travel back to America for the winter, spending it in Hawaii, or I'll go down to Australia or New Zealand, and I'll play down there for the summer down there. I usually rent the place like this. I rent it on a monthly basis to keep my things stored here. I mean, I don't drink here and I don't smoke here, that's for certain. I mean, just drinking and smoking, you're right, putting yourself in a very high price range. And I cook my own food, so that cuts a lot of expenses down. If you eat out in restaurants here, it's very expensive. It's very easy to pack up and go.
In the 80s, you've had like the peak of everything that happened in the 60s, all that kind of music. And many performers on the road doing juggling, mime, pantomime, rich Zurich, the centre of Switzerland, big hippie kind of atmosphere there, lots of people out at night, lakeside, the old town, the new town.
When we were in Switzerland, there was the first encounter that we could see a kid playing on the street. It was Lawrence and Daniel. Daniel was very young there, and when I saw that, it was so beautiful to see a kid playing nice on the street, getting into the music.
When we came there, we were a sensation, Daniel and I, you know. And so immediately we got to know the elite buskers in a way, you know.